Now we're back to the general form of parabolas, but instead of looking at a vertical, a up or down uh, parabola, we're looking at a horizontal parabola. So remember what the general form is for a horizontal parabola. X equals ay squared plus by plus c. And that's going to be the same as y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, only instead of up and down, we're looking at right and left in that order respectively. So first we're going to, the same exact process as before, we look at our leading coefficient. So in this case, a equals 1. So what does that mean? Well, a is greater than 0, so that means the parabola is going to open to the right. So it's the axis of symmetry. Same exact process, only we reverse the x and y. So instead of x equals negative b over 2a, we're looking at y equals negative b over 2a. So that equals, in this case, we can go ahead and write this out as x equals y squared plus 0y plus 0. So negative b over 2a, that's just going to be 0 because b is 0. So it's going to be negative 0 divided by 2, which is just going to be 0. So the axis of symmetry is y equals 0. Our vertex, that's also what the y coordinate of our vertex is. So if y equals 0, then x equals 0 squared, which equals 0. So our vertex is at 0, 0. And then we'll plot a couple more points just to make sure. Let's go ahead and make our little x and y table. We'll use, let's look at where we are so far. We have 0, 0 as our vertex. We know it's going to open to the right. So let's go ahead and we'll use y equals 1. So if y equals 1, then x equals 1 squared, which is just 1. So we have a point at 1, 1, which means we have a point at 1, negative 1, due to our axis of symmetry. And technically, if we have x equals 1 squared, x equals negative 1 squared. So when y equals negative 1, x equals 1 as well. And then we'll go ahead and use y equals 2. So when y equals 2, x equals 2 squared, which is 4. So we have a point at 4, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, up 2, which means we also have a point at 4, negative 2, because our axis of symmetry is the x-axis, y equals 0. And we could plug in negative 2 squared is 4 as well. So when y equals negative 2, we know that x equals 4 algebraically. So then we connect these dots. To form our parabola. So again, just to recap, graphing horizontal parabolas is similar to graphing vertical parabolas, up and down parabolas. The only difference is that we're looking at right and left instead of up and down. So right would be the same properties with x and y reversed as if we were looking at some equation of x, y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, and the same thing going down and left with the x and y reversed. So in this case, a equals 1, which is greater than 0, so we know it opens to the right. Our axis of symmetry was just y equals 0. Vertex was 0, 0. And then we plotted a couple points and used symmetry to plot the points on the other side of the axis of symmetry from those points that we plotted.